I mean, honestly, it gave me some confidence, but I was already, a confident guy. I knew the way I performed. I knew I was going to perform that way after the game, man. I always harp on that 24-hour rule, and win or lose, and if we win, enjoy that win, man. You got 24 hours to focus on the next opponent. So I kind of put it behind me, but I was already, like, as far as this game and the game, with the Vikings, I was already confident, and I'm the same confident guy this game.
You've had quite a first year here in Detroit, but where's your level of excitement now that it's playoff mode, playoff time, the thing that you've been looking forward to all year is finally here?
I mean, it's always levels, but each and every time I'm out there, I try to play at a high level. So I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to boost my level up, whatever. I try to go out there and, I try to go out there and play with fire in me, So I'm not going to treat this like I ain't trying to treat this like a regular game, but I'm gonna come with the same mentality, man, same fire. Just be more detailed because the playoffs is you have to be on it. You have to be on it.
You played against a lot of different quarterbacks this year, but how different is this rookie in Jaden Daniels and what he's going to be bringing to Ford Field this week?
Jaden, man, is a phenomenal young football player. Great with his legs, accurate. He's going to be good for a long time in this league. We just gotta, he's going to make his plays. Just trying to eliminate him, as much as possible. Try to get the offense back the ball.
Is this place and this culture and the way Dan Campbell runs things, is it a lot different than anything you've experienced?
While I was at it, had some, I enjoyed my time when I was at the Raiders. I have nothing bad to say about the Raiders. I just think, had a lot of guys that was, in that building at the Raiders that had that killer mentality. It's just here, it's a lot more guys that have that, that mentality of they play at a high level. They always run the ball. They detail and they play lines football, which is hard-nosed football. And I just feel like, I was able to fit right in, because that's my style of play.
Could you tell what the Lions were building? Everybody in the NFL seems like they could tell what the Lions were building.
I was going for the Lions, man, for the Super Bowl. Of course, I was at home, so I was rooting for them, man, because how they built the culture. Like I said before, man, they built this from the ground up. They got, they earned everything they got. And I wanted to be a part of, not only because they were winning, but the mentality and the swagger and the energy that they played with and the things they were chasing. So I know what they're chasing here, and I feel like I can be a part of it.
Other players around the league like wondering what it's like here, what they're about, because they are a very popular team now across the league. Do you hear from other players and stuff at all?
Oh yeah, I hear from a couple of my old teammates, coaches. How they they see us very successful. Some players are happy for me, but some players are rooting for us, man. Some of my old teammates, they rooting for not only me but for us, because they understand where we come from and how this organization, like I said before, was able to build each other up from the ground up.
This place is filled with mottos, and you had one after that game against the Vikings. You can't bury what's come from the dirt. Has that kind of taken on a life of its own in a way?
That was something that I stood by, man. I just stand by that. Like I said, my whole career playing football, I had, I was from where I come from. Period. Like I didn't come from, I wasn't spoon fed. I had to earn everything I got now. That's from life, football, everything. And it just like certain situations I could have, it tried to bury me, But I was a guy that had that mindset, man, and keep on fighting, having that warrior mindset. When things get tough, man, you dig deeper. You don't make excuses for yourself, and of course, that's what this organization stand by. So, I was speaking from that aspect, but I mean, this organization fit that quote easily.
About they let players be who they are, both speaking wise and every other way.
Every time I walk on the field, man, these coaches, man, trusted me. They believed in me, and like I always harp on it. When you got coaches that believe in you, and you always want to go out there and kill yourself out there on the field for them, man. Go full speed and play hard, each and every time. And every time I go out there and I touch the grass, AG always tell me, Dan, go out there and be you, and when you can do that, man, I could be myself within the scheme. That's why I'm always all over the field. I trust my keys and just let my instincts and my talent take control.
You mean personality-wise too? Do you think?
Yeah. Like they ain't tell me, man, never lose my stinger. No matter the ref's always on me when I'm talking, and he just tell me be a little smart, but he tell me, man, never lose your stinger because some of my teammates, most of my teammates, offense and defense, special teams, they feed off it.
Stinger? Is that what you said, stinger?
Yeah.
You mentioned AG. I mean, you've had 1 year with him, but now he's getting a lot of consideration around the NFL right now for a top job. Yeah. What type of impact has he made on you as a defensive back, as a guy who played that position in the NFL in a relatively short amount of time?
Huge impact, man, because he's a very relatable guy. And not only does he care about, Amik, the football player, but he cares about Amik, the player. And a lot of people in that a lot of guys, coaches and players in that locker room could, vouch for that. So, I signed a 2-year deal, so I want him to stay. But, you gotta wish him well, man, because, whatever happens, he deserves it.
Obviously, this week it's win or go home at this point in the playoffs. Is there anything different with preparation and practice at this point?
Just being more detailed, man. The playoffs is fast. You have to make least mistakes as possible. So, of course, play with the same intensity. I don't want to say that we're going to go out there and change anything as far as our intensity, energy. It's going to be more detailed, man. That's about it. Because I feel like this season we've been playing some good Lions football. Always attacking people.
Fourth down has been a calling card for this offense, but on the other side, the Commanders converted at a better rate than anybody in the regular season. How much stress does that put on a defense, knowing that anytime you go out there, you might not be out there for 3 and a punt, you might be out there for 4 downs?
Whatever it takes, man. That's all I can say. We're going to do whatever it takes, man, to win the game. If they want to play Lions football and go for them 4 down, so be it. We'll be ready.
Do you like to watch Daniels play? Not this week, but generally, do you like to watch it?
I like his mindset, man. He's a dog. He's a very highly competitive guy. To say he's young too. I watched him, when he was at LSU. Because one of my best friends was a LSU wide receiver. So I watched him play. So. Always knew the guy was going to be good, in this league. I knew when Washington got him that he was going to change that whole, organization.
Nothing about McLaurin, but Brown had a good game last week. What are the receivers bringing to the table?
Say it again.
We all talk about McLaurin, but Brown had a good game last week too. What did the receivers bring to the table?
He make plays. We have a lot of respect for those guys, but I just feel like I always say, man. Those guys are not us, So they great guys, man. But when I'm out there, I don't worry about names. I don't worry about what you done last week or what you done during the season because it wasn't on me. When I'm out there, man, I'm a highly competitive guy, and I'm a guy that's not gonna bow down. And I know the secondary, those other guys not either because at the end of the day, we in that 1% too. That's in the league. So it's gonna be a fun game, man. But it's gonna be highly competitive.